Today I fucked up by accidentally buying tickets to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, not Peppers. Few years back I was a bit drunk and saw online that the Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing in Edinburgh. I thought it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. £30 for a ticket. I thought it was a bargain. Bought 2 tickets, one for me and one for my girlfriend, at the time. I am a huge fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and I was super stoked to finally see them in Edinburgh. Most bands play in Glasgow, so I couldn't believe my luck when I saw they were playing in my city. So we turned up full of excitement, really ready to get into the music, and then I heard some bagpipe music was playing. I thought interesting. Not what I expected from a warm-up act, but seeing as we are in Scotland and the capital city, I really did not think it was anything out of the usual. About an hour in I was getting a bit impatient. The music was great with good vibes, but I was waiting for the Red Hot Chili Peppers to come out so I could do a bit of headbanging to some sweet guitar riffs. I turned to the man next to me and asked when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were coming on. He laughed and said, "I pal, good joke, eh?" It was at this moment I realized I was not going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Too long, didn't read, bought tickets to the Red Hot Chili Peppers thinking it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Edit, changed, bought 2 tickets, one for me and one for my ex-GF, to bought 2 tickets, one for me and one for my girlfriend, at the time, to let Redditors know I am now single and available. The Red Hot Chili Peppers have been performing to sold-out empty arenas for years. Edit, spelling. Reminds me of this local band we had when I was in college called Free Fall Out Boy Concert. Needless to say, it was not a Free Fall Out Boy concert. Dude? This also happened to my boyfriend and his mom. His mom calls him up and says the Red Hot Chili Peppers are playing at the park in, insert small podunk town in a Midwestern state that's about 30 minutes from us. He's skeptical and asks her to double check that it's correct. She excitedly responds back that it's right there in the paper. So they make plans to get lunch and see the show. I'm working that day and see I have 5 missed calls from my boyfriend. When I finally get to call him back, I thought something was seriously wrong because he was laughing so hard he was crying. Yup. Red Hot Chili Peppers strike again. I wonder how many people have been caught out by this. I am still waiting for the Iranian all-female metal cover band, Iran Maiden. Red Hot Chili Peppers are amazing. I've seen them live deliberately. Imagine the other way around, accidentally booking tickets to the Peppers instead of the Pipers. Today I fucked up. My parents ate my cannabis cake. So here's the deal, my friends and I made a cannabis cake containing 8 grams of good flour. So I kinda forgot about it and left a piece in the fridge. To my surprise I come home today and the piece is gone. What should I tell them? Or should I tell them at all? They are anti-cannabis. Help. Update, my father found a joint in the ashtray and I just said it's from my friends. He said that cannabis is a shit drug and doesn't want me to smoke this shit. Well, if he would know that he just had a piece of shit cake. Update 2, my father is going around our house with a candle and Christian church songs. I'm holding my laugh back. Update 3, my mom just made burgers for us and my dad never ate a single one apart from those like from McDonald's, 2 times. He said that it's the most delicious thing he has ever eaten. Update 4, my dad is just chilling right now and talking with my mum. My mum, I think, hasn't felt anything. We'll update tomorrow. Good night, folks. Update 5, I talked a little bit with my parents and they don't seem to suspect anything. Guess I got away. TL doctor, my parents ate my cannabis-infused cake and my father is having a good time. We'll need update when they're back down on the ground. I've always wondered how people don't realize something is a bit off with themselves. Well, maybe dad normally sings Christian songs while prancing around with a candle. Lol. Accidental dosages can be dicey. You lucked out? I had a friend's mom have to go to the hospital and he had to come clean about the brownie she ate. Good luck. Man, greening out fucking suiwaks. Now go tell your dad you're disappointed that he's doing those shit drugs. His dad would have no idea what Op is talking about since this is all fabricated from Op's weird, fucked up head fantasies. Update 5, your shit ain't strong enough for your mum cause she's been on it since day 1. Edibles can be serious business. I made some strong brownies in 2015 and didn't know my limits. Had one and felt great, had another and they both just hit me like a truck. Literally triggered an anxiety episode that took over a year to get over. So yeah, be careful where you leave that shit. For anyone eating edibles for the first time, please remember it can take 2 hours before it hits your system. If you're sitting around after an hour and a half thinking it hasn't kicked in, don't be so quick to eat more. Today I fucked up buying my son's Halloween candy away from him. My kids go trick or treating. We live in a great candy neighborhood, so every year they come home with 100 to 200 pieces. When they're young we tell them Santa brings every boy and girl a present on Halloween, and the more candy you leave him, the better a present he'd leave in exchange. When the kids get old enough to realize Santa is a hoax, that's when we start paying in cash. 25 cents per piece. Did this with our oldest, too, and it worked great. They'd give up about 3/4 of their candy and buy a toy. Our third child is 8 this year, so called us out on the Santa thing. We explained the new deal. He said, so then it's my money and I can buy whatever I want with it. A new skateboard even. Anything. You bet. Swear. Yep. He goes and brings us all his candy. Even every Kit Kat, his favorite. I was shocked, but he'd been saving up for a skateboard for a bit, so must have decided to go all in to push his savings over the edge. Getting all the sugar out of his room was a best case scenario, easiest $31.75 I'd spent all week. Next day I brought the candy to work. Then we went to Walmart after school and the kids ran to pick out their stuff. We met at the checkout. There's my son, who has raided the clearance aisle and found 200 Kit Kats for $10. Oh. I started to tell him to put it back, but he said what? You said I could buy whatever I wanted. You swore? I want my candy back then. His candy had already been eaten by my co-workers. And I did swear, and we put a lot of emphasis on the importance of keeping your word. So, my son has almost twice as much candy as he would have from just keeping his trick or treating. And a new skateboard. I don't know who's more pissed, my wife that this plan backfired so horrifically, or his older brothers that they never thought to do this. Too long didn't read. I bought my son's Halloween candy back from him to get the sugar out of the house. He spent the money on twice as much candy as he had gotten trick or treating. Edit, thanks to everyone for all these awards. I'd be proud if my son played me at my own game like that. If you don't set rules, anything is game. Your kid will go far. He really did, and he's already made it to the candy aisle with a pocket full of cash. I don't know that he had any further aspirations for his life. What you have is a very smart boy. He is going places. Haha, thanks. He might be too smart for his own good sometimes, but he's definitely on his way. My ex's parents had a sort of similar candy thing that backfired. His dad, who is very conservative, would teach them about taxes by taxing some share of their candy. My ex started bringing home his candy in batches throughout the night and stashing it in his room so that when it came time to pay the candy tax, he lost a much smaller percentage of his actual candy total. So really he just learned the benefits of tax fraud. Post on malicious compliance, people will love it. Never heard of the sub, will check it out, thanks. Oh man. You are so fucked. That kid is going to run circles around you for years to come. I've got one of those too. My condolences. Yeah, probably so. Condolences / congratulations back at you.